Okay, lesson 3 would be starting to think about different warm-up exercises. Okay, so in the second lesson we talked about walking along the fretboard in simple fashion and keeping the sound of those notes the same volume if you can, and take your time. It isn't going to be fast, and then try to alternate your fingers. Okay, so then try to go, instead of 1 2 3 4, try to go 1 3 2 4. Okay, I'm trying to over exaggerate it there, and that breaks up in your mind your fingers trying to go in order. Okay, so it makes it easier. And when you want to play scales, you often don't need, you don't particularly, it's not very fast to go, or you want actually, when you start to get faster and play scales or any soloing, you want to be using different fingers, whatever finger's nearest the string at that time, okay? And that gives you speed. So this exercise is good to split up your tolerance of fingers next to each other and going through sequentially. So you get, and I guess things like your little finger, who might not be used to doing bugger all really, to actually you get strength in that finger. So go all the way down the fretboard. Gets your mind going. It gets everybody's mind going, even if you're a great guitarist. And then go backwards. So then go 4 4 2 3 1. And that'll start to help you. And you can start, start the simple exercise. And go all the way down the neck. All the way down the strings, and then do the opposite. And some places it's easier, and some places you're gonna have to stretch. Okay, because some songs, like say "Every Breath You Take" by the Police, the intro there. You need a big stretch there. So this helps you stretch. Okay, so stretching, doing that exercise is really good. The second thing to start thinking about is doing hammer-ons and pull-offs. Okay, so once you get your hand all worked up and nice and warm, then start it on the simple strings, the easy ones on the bottom here, say the 5th fret on the E string. A hammer-on is where you pick a note and you make a second note with your finger. Okay, and then the idea is you practice. And then also, you can do a pull-off, which is when you do the opposite. So that's how you get speed when you're playing. So you go. So I played 3 notes there. 1, 2, 3. But I actually only picked 1 note. And obviously, the longer that first initial note takes, the harder you've got to actually, or the longer you. When I'm not explaining myself well, but when you pick your first note, you've then actually got to press harder to make further notes. So if I wanted to keep that going and going and going, press harder and harder and harder to keep the same volume. And then you can. So that's how people become really fast guitar players, because they actually start to kind of use hammer-ons and pull-offs regularly and they play. So your next activity to do some exercises is you practice some pull-offs, and start with those 2 fingers, finger 1 and 2. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even do it well myself then. And you're looking for the same volume, okay? When you start off, it might be hard, but you're trying to keep it kind of, they're the same volume, so you're kind of learning that way. And then try to use your 3rd finger and your 4th finger, so you go. Okay? So that's your hammer-on, so you practice them. and then you can actually start trying to practice it with only one pick. It's very hard. And then do your pull-offs as well. So you want to do so with 2 picks of the plectrum, you can start then doing 8 notes. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm sort of pulling off to make the next note. Okay, so a bit of a practice. Play about. I'm kind of making things up there to kind of just give you a bit of an insight into what kind of exercises some of the pros do. You'll get lots and lots of books about exercises, but that's how to start to strengthen your hand up and get used to playing the guitar. Don't worry if you're not playing a song. Just sit there, listen to some music in the background, and just play along and just try to find notes that sounds like something. Just keep on one note, but try to use lots of different fingers. Okay?